everyone, welcome to Storytime with Fairfield County Library. My name is Miss Nina and I am so excited for Storytime today. Before we get started, I want to remind you that we are doing hybrid Storytimes, which means on top of Storytimes online here, we are also doing them in person at the library. The in-person version of this and these Storytimes for the children's age group are at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays. Okay, now that's out of the way. Are you guys ready for Storytime? All right, this week our theme is sports. That means this week we're going to read books about people participating in all sorts of sports, from bowling to basketball to even martial arts. Okay, for our first book, we are reading JoJo's Flying Sidekick by Brian Pinkney, published by Simon and Schuster Books for Young Readers. To do a flying sidekick, Master Kim explained, jump like you can fly, push out hard and fast with the heel of your foot and yell, Kia! Then he counted, 1, 2, ha, na, do! As JoJo and the other students practiced their flying sidekicks at the Taekwondo Center. At the end of class, Master Kim spoke to JoJo. You have been a very good white belt, JoJo. Now you're ready for the final test for your yellow belt promotion. To earn the yellow belt, you must break a board with a flying sidekick. You'll be tested tomorrow. Yes, sir, said JoJo. Then she began to worry. Granddaddy met JoJo after Taekwondo class to walk her home. JoJo was glad because she hated to walk past the tree in her front yard. It looked like a creepy bandit. How's my little lady today? Granddaddy asked. Master Kim says you're going for your yellow belt promotion tomorrow. You must be nervous. I'm freaking out, said JoJo. Well, said Granddaddy, when I was young and in my prime, butterflies fluttered in my stomach before every big boxing match. Granddaddy moved his feet back and forth and side to side. Back in the day, I kept my hands up, stayed light on my toes, and did a little shuffle step to chase the jitters away. JoJo copied Granddaddy's footwork and followed him around the driveway. I like the way you move, Granddaddy, but I don't see how that dancing has to do with my promotion. You will, said Granddaddy. As Granddaddy and JoJo turned to go into the house, PJ and Ted came up the street. Hey, JoJo, PJ yelled. Aroof, barked Ted. I don't think you're strong enough to break a piece of wood tomorrow, PJ said and jumped onto the swing. When PJ and Ted walked off, JoJo froze. She was alone with the creepy tree bandit. She turned to go up the driveway, but the creepy tree bandit lunged at her when she tried to pass. JoJo ducked and ran into the house as fast as she could. JoJo slammed the door. Hi, honey. Granddaddy says you're getting tested at Taekwondo tomorrow, her mom said. I have to break a board with a flying sidekick, JoJo said. But what if I forget how to do it? Why don't you visualize your technique? JoJo's mom asked. That's what I do before a tennis match. Visualize? JoJo asked. visualize. It's when you picture something in your mind, Mom explained. Picture yourself doing the perfect flying sidekick. JoJo closed her eyes, but all she saw were dark shadows moving around in her head. Now, get a good night's sleep so you'll be ready for your big day tomorrow, Mom said. But JoJo couldn't get to sleep. She lay awake, worrying about a promotion for her yellow belt. To add to JoJo's troubles, the creepy bandit tree moved back and forth outside her window. It even tried to climb in. JoJo closed her eyes and hid under the covers. The next day in class, Master Kim called out, "Attention!" Then he nodded to JoJo. "Begin!" At the sound of Master Kim's voice, butterflies fluttered in JoJo's stomach. JoJo shuffled her feet back and forth and side to side, the way Granddaddy had showed her. But when she looked up at the piece of wood, she froze. In that moment, JoJo knew exactly what to do. With all her might, JoJo leaped into the air. She focused on the piece of wood and visualized dark shadows and the creepy bandit tree. From deep in her stomach, JoJo screamed, "Kia!" And then, with her perfect flying sidekick, the board split with a crack. When JoJo landed, everyone applauded. Master Kim shook her hand. "Congratulations, JoJo," he said, and he presented her with a bright new yellow belt. That night when they got home, Granddaddy said, "I thought you didn't care for that swing, little lady." JoJo just smiled, threw back her head, and kicked up to the sky. Okay, that was JoJo's Flying Sidekick. What'd you guys think? All right, on to our second book, Casey at Bat, a Ballad of the Republic sung in the year 1888 by Ernest L Thayer, illustrated by C F Payen, and published by Simon and Schuster Books for Young Readers. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but one inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake, and the former was a Lulu and the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey's getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and the men saw what had occurred, there was Johnny safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It knocked upon the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile on Casey's face. And when, responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat, no stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. "10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then, while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches, black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" someone shouted on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's vision shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more his spheroid flew, but Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoes answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold, they saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer's gone from Casey's lips, his teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cool violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville, mighty Casey has struck out. All right, that was Casey at Bat. Have you ever heard this one before? Have you played baseball? All right, everyone, thank you for coming to Storytime. Now, just because we're done reading does not mean we have to be done with Storytime. If you come down to the library this week, you can pick up a Storytime kit, which are these fun-filled activity kits that we made to go with the books you read today. Each kit comes with a coloring sheet, a craft, and a tasty recipe that you can make with your grown-ups. This week, our craft are these finger soccer puppets that you can use to play. To get a kit, you need to come to the Fairfield County Library and look for some crates in the children's section. Now we have 2 crates, one for the Monday story times and one for the Wednesdays. So you want to make sure to grab the right kits, or you could end up with something completely different than what I just showed you. The kits for this story time are in the children's crate. They're the blue ones. We have new kits every week, so make sure to check back in every time we do a new story time. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining me for story time. Once again, my name is Miss Nina, and I hope to see you in the library this week to pick up a story time kit. It's time to say goodbye, but I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye! Bye.